Alright, my lovers, today we need to talk about the Champions League draw. That's right, this morning the Champions League quarter-final and semi-final draw took place, as well as the Europa League draw, of course. Manchester United, not in it. Not in it. Really enjoyed my trip to Old Trafford to watch Atletico house their way to a quarter-final. Superb. But enough about that. There's 6 very good sides left in the Champions League. 2 sides not quite so strong, but nevertheless happy to be there, aren't they? And today I'm going to try and predict the outcome of each set of fixtures. Okay, I'm not going to be going into exact scores, but I'm going to be talking about who's going to progress from each fixture and try and pick my winner of the Champions League for the 2022 season. Alright, tie number 1, Chelsea versus Real Madrid. This is blockbuster. Run it back to 2021 when, of course, Chelsea ran out 3-1 aggregate victors. I think XG had it closer to 5-1 across the 2 legs. Now, Real Madrid did have a few injury problems in that tie, but nevertheless, I think they're going to struggle badly against Thomas Tuchel's side. Tuchel is the king of knockout cup competitions at the moment. He really is. He's made every single cup final, every cup he's taken part in as Chelsea manager so far. I think he overtook Zinedine Zidane recently as well, didn't he? As the best record in his first 50 Champions League games. He's won 32 of them. I wouldn't want to be facing Chelsea if I was Real Madrid. And to be honest with you, wasn't that impressed by Real Madrid against PSG either. I thought across the 2 legs for about 80% of the ties, PSG were comfortably dominant. Yes, Karim Benzema stepped up and PSG did their annual capitulation, but I still don't think that Real Madrid side has enough to break down the unit that Thomas Tuchel has created at Chelsea. I think Chelsea progress here. They weren't that impressive against Lille, but they didn't really need to be that impressive against Lille. They've got a backdrop of Roman Abramovich attempting to sell the club, which probably doesn't help them. Still too good for Real Madrid, though. I'm going to predict Chelsea to go past Real Madrid here. A little bit tighter than it was in 2021, that 3-1 aggregate. I think Chelsea get it done in the second leg. Benzema's brilliance not enough to overcome a better unit, and that's what I think Chelsea are. Let's talk about Manchester City versus Atletico Madrid then, and I think this is a great tie for Man City. I really think this is a good draw for them. Atletico Madrid didn't impress me against Manchester United. I just think Man United are that bad. We have no right to be in a Champions League quarter-final. We play awful football at the moment, and Atletico scraped past United 2-1. They've got the 12th best defensive record in Spain, and I think Manchester City are going to be able to take advantage of that. I know people will be at home saying, look, Simeone in knockout Champions League football, he's got this dogged system. If they go 1-0 up, they're so hard to break down. But Manchester City, for me, are the best team in Europe. I think they have the ability to slice teams apart with ease whenever they want. And I don't think Atletico Madrid are going to be an exception to that rule, to be honest with you. I also don't think they've got enough firepower to breach that brilliant Manchester City backline that's conceded only 18 goals in the Premier League this season. The kind of round before against Sporting was so comfortable for them, wasn't it? That first leg, 5-0 away drubbing, meant they could just take the foot off the gas in the second leg, totally relax. The only thing I think might help Atletico Madrid is that Man City are going to be battling so hard in the Premier League. And this fixture does lie around the time of the Liverpool game, which is a huge one for Man City. I think it goes Atletico, Liverpool, Atletico, which is not great timing for Manchester City. Still enough to get the job done, though. I think fairly comfortable winners. I'm predicting a Man City versus Chelsea semi-final. Villarreal versus Bayern. Villarreal are one of the 2 teams that I think are quite fortunate to be here, but Unai Emery has a superb record in European knockout football, doesn't he? He makes that team really hard to beat. But let's have it right. Bayern Munich going to get the job done here. I know that they had a little stumble against Salzburg in the first leg, but second leg just turned up, blew them away. I think last year, Bayern Munich probably would have gone on to a final, in my opinion, if Robert Lewandowski didn't pick up the injury in the time period he did. Let's not forget that PSG knocked them out when they were having to utilise Eric Choupo-Moting up front. No offence to Eric Choupo-Moting, but I think the inclusion of Robert Lewandowski this year makes them an extremely difficult team to play against. Thomas Müller, 16 assists this season. Still not respected anywhere near enough, is he, given the volume of creation he's been able to produce over the last 3 seasons at Bayern Munich, before I even go into his history of excellence. And Villarreal, yes, they were able to beat Juventus. Really impressive result, but Juventus are crap. Juventus this season are absolute pants. You know, they also, a bit like Man United, had no right to get to a Champions League quarter-final. They've been poor domestically. Allegri has been really underwhelming. And as much of a shithouse as I think Unai Emery is, I think Bayern Munich get this job done pretty comfortably. I see nothing other than a Bayern Munich semi-final. As for Benfica, Liverpool, again, Liverpool way too good for Benfica. I know that Benfica scratched through against Ajax. I think they were slightly fortunate to go through against that Ajax side, to be honest with you, who were the much better side across the course of the 2 legs. Liverpool are just so dominant, and the depth in the front line is just so brilliant. And I think having seen this draw, they'll have been absolutely delighted. I think their side of the draw is the weaker side of the draw. And I also think that they will progress to a semi-final very comfortably. It also helps them out in the Premier League that they play Benfica before and after the Manchester City game, whereas Manchester City have to play Atletico Madrid, who are just going to be a little bit more dogged, I think, than Benfica, who are just going to roll over. Not roll over, but, you know, they've been really underwhelming in Liga NOS. Not good enough. I know that Darwin Núñez is had a pretty decent season. I think it's 24 goals in all competitions, 20 in 19 starts in Liga NOS, but just not good enough to beat this Liverpool side. Let's have it real. Liverpool Bayern semi-final. So semi-final 1 then. Manchester City versus Chelsea. I'm afraid this is where Thomas Tuchel's record in knockout cup competitions as Chelsea manager is going to come to an end. I think Manchester City will be too strong for them at this stage, and I see nothing other than a Manchester City final. I personally believe Man City, as I said earlier, are the best team in Europe by some distance, unless Romelu Lukaku suddenly has an end-of-season burst of brilliance where he just starts scoring goals for fun. I don't think Chelsea have got the firepower to beat this Manchester City side across the course of 2 legs. Over 90 minutes, I think Tuchel is perfectly capable of doing it. And let's not forget, in the final last year, when Manchester City opted to use no defensive midfielder and it all got a bit bizarre, I don't think that'll be the case this time. 2 legs, Manchester City progress to a final. In the other side, Liverpool versus Bayern, this is a much harder game to call. Now, I think that Bayern will score goals against that Liverpool high line. I know that they have looked pretty proficient at the back, and Matip himself, in my opinion, has been the best centre-back in the Premier League this season. Alisson has been sensational, but I still think there's vulnerabilities with that high line with Trent Alexander-Arnold that even Gabriel Martinelli was able to expose to a little element. And I think the quality of winger that Bayern have, your Kingsley Comans, your Leroy Sané's, your Serge Gnabry's, combined with Thomas Müller finding little pockets of space in front of Virgil van Dijk and Matip, might cause Liverpool quite a few problems. I still, though, think that Liverpool are better than Bayern. I just think that firepower, the front 5, the addition of Luis Diaz is so key. And I think they beat them across the course of 2 legs. Anfield absolutely rocking. I can see Bayern struggling a little bit defensively because they've also had their own defensive issues. Let's not pretend they haven't had some terrible results in knockout cup competitions this season. Look at the Pokal. So, yeah, Liverpool to beat Bayern, set up a Manchester City final. Both sides at this stage of the season, as we speak today, are on course for a treble, which is a horrifying sight. A horrifying sight. So if Chelsea and Bayern could get the job done, that'd be brilliant. But I don't think they will. In the final then, Man City versus Liverpool, it's really the toss of a coin at this stage. I don't think there's anything to separate the 2 sides. I think Liverpool have probably got the better attacking talent right now, but I think Manchester City are the better unit. I think they control the game better, and I think they will win their first ever Champions League this year under Pep Guardiola. Pep Guardiola will go down as probably the greatest coach in football history if he manages to do it. It's a horrible time to be a Manchester United fan. I'm not going to lie. Both of these sides competing for the Prem. Both of these sides competing for the Champions League. Both of them competing for the FA Cup. What do I want? A Liverpool treble or a Man City treble? How about a bullet to the head? All right, so that was my Champions League predictions. I'm saying Manchester City will win it. Let me know what you think in the comments below. If you did enjoy this video, hit the like button, hit subscribe. Also, let me know Europa League predictions, because West Ham on the side of the draw with Barcelona. Yes, please. All right, that's it. Thanks very much for watching, everybody. See you later. Bye.